There is a place between pixels and reality where the lines of gaming, tech, and pop culture blur into chaos. A world where the past collides with the future, where ones and zeros shape destiny. But beware, nothing is ever what it seems.
From retro classics to breaking news, from hot takes to rage-fueled rants, we break it down, rank it up, and glitch it out, one bite at a time. So grab your headsets, log in, and get ready to glitch out. This is Glitch in the Chat.
Man, that intro turned out really good. That was my printer. My 3D printer just finished printing. And so I don't know if you heard that, but it was really loud to be.
Sure didn't.
Threw me off. That intro turned out great. Hey, everybody. This is Glitch in the Chat, where honestly, we cover everything. We're doing, episode packed with latest news, gaming updates, hot takes. You guys definitely don't want to miss it. I'm Ethan. This is my good buddy Tyler. We're hosting the show together. Just kidding.
Hey.
Give him the Miles Morales. Hey. Please tell me you've seen that movie.
Nope.
Right? Your kids don't like Spider-Man.
I have girls.
Well, that explains a little. What about Spider-Gwen? You uncultured swine.
The superhero stuff. It's not
in your cards.
It's My Little Pony. Let's see what else. Goldie and Bear. Stuff like that. So your kids, right.
Although I do have a son that really likes to watch Miraculous.
Yeah.
Do your girls watch that?
Is that the
It's
ladybug girl?
The ladybug, yeah.
Yeah.
And the cat and the really
Cat Noir. Ladybug and Cat Noir. Yeah.
Cat Noir.
Yes.
Yeah, so I watched my son, like he was watching it on his tablet, and I saw an episode of that. And it's French. And they did like all the men. So it was like Cat Noir with his buddies. They were having a guys' day. And they were having like a model show. And so like I watched this and I was like, yeah. I was like, guys don't act like that.
They do not.
No, this is not.
You are right.
Like, this is not normal. So yeah, I got the concerned parent hat on for a little bit and I was just like,
yeah.
I don't want my son dressing or acting like that.
I totally understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to pay attention to what my kids watch on these tablets. But yeah, sorry guys. Little sidetrack note. We just got into that. So that's going to happen a lot, which is why we name this Glitch in the Chat, because I glitch out a little bit and we go on random things. But we do have a good show. Since this is our first episode, kind of wanted to introduce, Tyler and myself and like how we've become really good friends. I mean, we worked at a company that cannot be named on here for multiple reasons. But we did rent to own and we delivered furniture and lived basically out of a box truck for 8 hours. Actually, it was more than 8 hours a day.
9-10 hours a day.
Right? Because it was time and a half. So we worked some long hours, some late nights delivering stuff.
Yes.
Some questionable houses sometimes.
At times.
Yeah. But it was super fun. Honestly, like hanging out with you are one of my best friends now. just from that time frame. Yeah, if you didn't know that,
Yeah.
you
Well,
are.
I do now for sure. Thanks.
Like if I would have been getting married at that time, you would have been in my wedding party. You know,
Well, you
and
were in
not
mine,
and
so
you wouldn't have had to ask
yeah.
because I,
Yeah.
hey, chat, I had to ask. Like,
Yeah.
hey, why don't you put me in the wedding
Well,
party? Because we're
well,
really good friends.
look, let me explain, okay, before you just make me out to be the bad guy. You live 3.5 hours away from me, okay? I didn't want to burden you with having to drive 3.5 hours just to come to a stupid wedding.
Hey, I had fun. That was fun, though. It was
Yeah.
super fun.
Best night of
And
my life, dude.
yeah, and like that was what you thought of our friendship, where you're just like, this guy's not gonna want to drive 3 hours for me.
Yeah, I know. I was
Like,
wrong, totally wrong. I apologize.
I was. Yeah, so, yeah, like just crazy. Dude, like when we would go to lunch and like we would combine our lunches and just we overate a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's some of the best times, like getting 20 bean burritos from Taco Bell.
What do you
Do you
burrito?
remember the box of bean
I
burritos?
remember the box, but that's only 10, just so you know.
Oh, it felt like
10 is all you get.
Well, you got to think of it when it goes in and when it comes back out. So it
Yeah.
was 20 because I felt the 10 that went in, and then I definitely felt them later.
The 20 coming out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it multiplies when it goes inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, really good times. Yeah. So no, we did, people. We spent more times with each other than we did with our significant others. So yeah, we live together. It's true.
A mattress on the back of that truck, we probably could have, if it was allowable, we would have been there 24 hours a day. Okay. We would have been. We would have been making deliveries at 3:00 in the morning because Miss
never go.
Nancy's refrigerator quit on her and she needed a new one.
Oh, yeah,
That's what would have happened.
it's true. Yeah. But anyways, Tyler, what do we got today?
Well,
What are we
there's
talking
some
about?
pretty good stuff. Well, did you know Pokemon Go got sold last week? Did you know that?
I may or may not have heard something about that.
Yeah.
And,
So
I thought I was giving my information to China, and now I'm a little pissed that I'm giving it to the Saudis.
yeah, right. So we're gonna talk about that. Go over some other pretty cool stuff like the BAFTA Game Awards and
What does BAFTA stand for?
your favorite. I have no idea, but we're gonna find out together
Okay.
right here. Yeah. Also, a couple of highly anticipated games got delayed, and
Okay.
last but not least, we're gonna talk about the Pixel Pack.
The Pixel Pack. The Pixel Pack?
Yeah, the Pixel Pack.
Wait, are we talking the Pixel Pack?
That's what we're talking about. Yeah,
You mean the Pixel Pack?
that is what I said.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Right.
Say that 5
Right.
times fast.
So let's jump into it. Let's jump straight into the first thing.
All right, let's transition.
Number one. So anyway, yeah, news guy over here. Did you know that the Saudis acquired Pokemon Go in a $3.5 billion deal?
I honestly, I can't believe Pokemon Go is still alive.
Well,
and I say this as somebody who's still playing.
yeah, I mean, honestly. So we all know you're 12 years old at heart. We've got this video here, and we're just gonna hop straight into it.
Acquired by Scopely for $3.5 billion. As confirmed by many news sources around the world, including
this guy?
Scopely, Pokemon Go themselves, the
I don't know, some
acquisition
fucking
is
guy I found
real
on the internet.
and it's effective, I believe,
you should probably-
immediately. Let's talk about what this means
Like
for
point that out.
Yeah, we don't need to point that out. We'll talk
What?
about it afterwards.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like,
Now we gotta
gotta give
start
him
the whole
credit.
fucking
No, we
video over
don't!
again.
just play it. Just play it.
Go in the immediate future and the future of this game, what this means in terms of microtransactions and how Pokemon Go can change for the better or for worse.
Yeah, for worse. as I'm mimicking what he's doing. Now your data is just going to an even worse person.
Here we go. Here's the official tweet from Scopely to the Pokemon Go app, Pikmin Bloom, and Monster Hunters communities. We deeply admire what you've built. These were mainly games.
Let's copy and paste a game that we already
Yanni.
made.
There's a whole post and article about it, and a video, more specifically about just Pokemon Go, that shows its, I don't know, its official trailer, its official acquisition trailer of Pokemon Go, which is obviously Niantic's bread and butter. It is the biggest thing they've produced. It is the most awesome
Is
thing.
that the trailer?
One of the most awesome mobile games ever.
Yeah, that's the
literally
trailer,
ever. Don't
yeah.
get it twisted. Mobile games don't have the biggest lifespan.
I don't know why, but I
Go
just
as
thought it'd be
would
really
be
funny
scroll
if like
for-
it went from like all Chinese people to just all Saudis. Like it could just transition. Just super racist.
Yeah, he does bring up a good point that mobile games are kind of like flashes in the pan. But let's be honest here, the real OG Angry Birds survived for just as long. And
That's true.
you know, they had to attach themselves to an IP that's been famous for 50 plus years. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that is true.
It sounds like they're not done yet. We're going to talk about it more today with the Pokemon Go official article and throughout some stuff we've seen. But in no way, shape, or form is this the end of Pokemon Go. If anything, this is more funding for Pokemon Go to continue to be a staple with
'Cause
Pokemon.
now it's got the oil. It's got the oil, baby.
Yeah, it's got that oil money. I do want to say I forgot to mention this when we were bringing this in, which obviously this is our very first episode. We've never done anything like this before, but this company that bought Pokemon Go from Niantic, Scopely, is owned or developed or publishes. Keep myself out of the weird copyright water there. Monopoly Go. Do you ever play Monopoly Go?
I'm gonna download it now.
Yeah,
I mean,
so my sister plays the heck out of it. My mom, she plays it on her iPad all the time. It's kind of stupid, but it's whatever.
it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Pokemon
But a lot of people
Go,
know.
like,
I mean,
has the Pokemon thing going for it. Like Monopoly Go, I'm just like, what am I gonna walk around my town and like try to buy Park Place?
no, you don't. You don't do that. Monopoly
like-
Go, you go around the game board.
Is it like Words with Friends,
Yes.
where
It's
like
a little
you
bit
play
like that,
you
yeah.
play against a friend and like they pass it back and forth?
Yeah. So in Monopoly Go has been downloaded more than 150 million times.
Jeez,
So it's a big game. It's a big
that
game.
is a big
It's
game,
still-
and I've never,
you know, so-
I've seen it advertised, but I've never played it.
I've never played it either.
Just because I thought it was
It-
ripping off Pokemon games.
It gets all them. Yeah, I'll keep that to myself. Anyways,
For the
Okay.
foreseeable future. One thing you should know, Pokemon, the IP, the brand Pokemon will never die. Our kids are going to be playing Pokemon. So Pokemon Go is like the one game that can stay with that forever as long as it's done right, of course. They're going to make thousands of Pokemon, and Pokemon Go can go right hand in hand with it. So this is a very important game. That's why it got acquired for $3.5 billion. There's a lot to it.
Actually,
Anyways,
get
like I
into
said,
this.
from Scopely again.
I'm super jazzed about the new Pokemon, and it really makes me want to get another Nintendo. Have you seen it? You've
That's
seen
the
it,
the new one where you can
like where
walk
you're
around.
playing as the
Yeah.
trainer. Like that's
Yeah.
that's every kid's like. Screw the turn base. Like, let's go. I want Ash Ketchum, baby. Like,
Yeah.
dodge Pikachu, and then it freaking rolls out of the way.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Venusaur.
Venusaur. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool, actually. I don't know. It's been so long. Like Pokemon kind of comes and goes for me, you know.
Yeah. Well, we
Uh,
played what was the one that was it Sword and Shield?
I played Sword and Shield, yeah.
We both bought an opposite one because like
Yeah.
I remember doing like a Giga battle or whatever
Mhm.
and
Yes.
capturing a Snorlax.
Snorlax.
That's badass.
That's where it's
That's
at.
badass Pokemon right there.
Yeah, do you remember that episode? Probably not.
What, when they run into Snorlax?
Yeah.
I don't actually.
Yeah.
I don't remember that episode.
And also in the games, do you remember? Did you have the Pokemon games like Game Boy Advance,
I had
anything
some
like
of
that?
them. My parents, I love my parents, but they're old. Like my mom was 39 when she had me, so they're a
Yeah.
lot older. So they didn't buy me stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the
Uh,
only video games I had growing up were what my older brothers bought.
I'm sorry. For some reason I thought when you said that, I was like, all I could think about was the Waterboy scene where his mom goes, "Foosball is the devil."
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Them Game
Yeah.
Boys are made by Satan.
Yeah. Those Game Boys are the devil. Yeah. That's all I
Mama,
can
they're
think of.
not the
Not the
devil.
de-
This is such a good.
yeah.
That Vicky, she's the devil.
She's the devil.
She
You always
showed
say
me her
everything's the devil,
boobies, and I
Mama.
like.
Dude, my favorite scene from that is when the professor in the college is like, "Well, yo mama is wrong," and he's like,
Your mom.
"No, Colonel
No,
Sanders,
you're wrong, Colonel.
you're wrong.
Sanders." And then-
Mama's right." Mama says, "Alligator's so angry because I got all them teeth and no toothbrush to brush them with." Oh,
Well,
fuck.
Mama was wrong
Was
again.
wrong. Yeah.
Remember that? Because it's
Yeah.
the second time, and then he gets super
Yeah.
mad.
And he's all like, "No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Mama's right."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It spears him.
We have that trailer that's been
Oh,
playing
shit.
there, along with many other official confirmations. But of course, for us, the most official and familiar confirmation is this post from Pokemon themselves. Pokemon Go, moving to a new home scope. This is a pretty good read. I ran through this whole thing this morning. It's not too long, so we'll definitely touch on some things here. But it comes from Ed Wu, which is the leader for Pokemon Go at Niantic. He's been there since the start of this game. He's been at Niantic since 2012. So this guy has literally been through it all. And he sounds very confident that Pokemon Go is going to survive and it's going to be fine and it's going to be
Ethan
even
loves
better
Ed Wu.
with this acquisition. As you can see,
Ed
bolded in
Wu?
text right there, this is a
That's the
positive
guy.
step
That's the
for all of
brainchild
you
behind
and
your
the game's future. So I think
flipping
the
ball
big
fun.
message I want to
My
send through this video
Pokemon Go.
talking about in all of these articles is that the
I
game
didn't know
is
that.
going
So-
to survive. Now, there's something we got to talk about. There's an elephant in the room. For those of you unfamiliar with Scopely and the games
Elephants?
that are under its umbrella, aka Monopoly Go,
Plot twist.
Is that like a fan pea?
what?
hope they have
Yeah, fan pea.
Oh, the Pokemon?
Yeah. Is that? Am I saying that right?
You would know better than me. I
Would
don't even know which Pokemon you're referencing.
Look it up.
Fanpy.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah.
You need
Let's
to
look it
just-
up.
You need to just pull it up. Oh, yeah, it's a little. Oh, it's so adorable.
It home, baby. Bringing it home. All
Wampy.
right. Yep.
All right, fair enough.
Oh,
Oh, spoiler! Spoiler!
and some other. They have a lot of games
This is
actually.
spoiler
Their
for
games are
the next segment.
notoriously centered around microtransactions,
Oh,
aka
right they are.
buying stuff in game.
Oh, they
because
got
we
Marvel
love
Strike
money.
Force?
We love money. Yes, this is Scopely's games. It's their lineup.
Jeez.
Skins.
They all. Oh shit! I don't know the key for backing it up on YouTube, but
What'd
did
you
you
get?
see The Rock?
What about the Rock?
He was right there on the screen.
Yeah,
He was there.
Power ups, you know,
he was
things,
on the WWE thing.
battle passes and
Yeah.
whatnot. Their games have
What
a
game's
lot
that?
of that, and they also have a lot of ads.
WWE.
Personally, I've actually never
WWE.
played any of the
Okay.
games under the Scopely umbrella. So,
I
like,
just
have
assume
heard
look up wrestling and you probably find it.
myself, and I don't know how true that is, but it does sound like that is the consensus from the consumers out there, that they do push a lot of ads and they do push a lot of microtransactions, which is, you know, definitely
What developer does not
you
do
already
that?
spend a lot of money in Pokemon Go, but at the same time, we already spend a lot of money
Larian?
in Pokemon Go. So is it going to be that much of a difference? I don't know. I hope not.
The-
But there's a lot of people out there.
I'm
who
telling you,
wants
every game should
to
follow
free
their
to
model.
have the money to spend, and I totally get.
Yeah,
and
it's
respect
a
that.
good model.
So for those
It's-
not
agree.
using microtransactions,
I mean, it took us like 5 years to get that game, but
really
I'm so
days.
glad they waited. They did
Or
it right.
let's be real, we
Yeah,
do
100%.
kind of have to spend a good amount of Pokemon Go to really get the most out of these events, especially like a Unova tour, a Go Fest, community days, and whatnot. You kind of got to spend some money, or at least the game already makes.
The fuck is he talking about? You know what he's
I-
talking about?
I have no idea. But I'm gonna say it's not relevant. I
So
think we've given Pokemon Go enough of our time.
little, little worrisome, but we'll have to wait and
10
see. And
years.
of course,
I
as
can't
we-
believe he stretched this
as
video
we're-
out for 10 minutes.
10
and
minutes,
if we do
right? Yeah, I
feel
know.
a
I'd have
bit
been
of
like, Pokemon Go got bought.
become a dr-
Saudi's
Mike-
got all our information.
based game.
That's
I think if you
Oh
guys want
God,
to
he's got more.
my predictions for
Pokemon
what
Go.
was, and safe to say I was kind of wrong.
Fucking milking it.
Okay, so let's find out who this guy is before we move on.
Let's.
So everybody, needless to say, Pokemon Go got bought by the Saudis, who have tons of oil.
Yes.
And that's why they paid $3.5 billion, because who cares? You can just drill up some more.
I mean, Crown
So-
Prince donating $500 billion to America, so
Yeah, if you don't want to give the Saudis your information, you should probably delete Pokemon Go. But newsflash, they already got your information, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, who's this guy? What's it?
Preds goes to-
JT Gilly?
yep, JT Gilly. Go check him
Okay.
out. This is a okay video.
How many views does he have on this thing?
It has 10,000 views.
That's not bad. Let's top comments.
More than we fucking have.
That's been
Let's see. So we've got I'm hoping Scopely would hear us out. Our voices of the past have fallen on Niantic's deaf ears. Then you have I will not say anything until we see how it is. I'm excited to see what their plan is for the game and I hope it's good, but we will see how it's gonna work out. Who knows? Maybe it's gonna be better. We will see. Wait. Why would you do that twice? We will see. We will see.
What's
The reply is Unk clearly Scopely ruined Stumble Guys. Their will do the same to Pokemon Go.
No, go down to the fourth comment. What's that one say? I know.
This one here.
No, the next one down.
How can you still be a Drake fan and wear OVO merch after Kendrick bodied him? Good to see
Okay.
the Drake,
We'll
Kendrick
end it.
beef
We'll end it on
making it
on,
into the Pokemon Go stratosphere.
Yeah, we'll
okay.
end it on that one.
Right on. Right on.
All right,
so what do we got next?
What's
Ethan?
next? What's next?
You got to tell me.
I don't have it in front of me.
All right.
Oh wait, do I need to pull it up? Wait, is it my turn?
What do you mean your turn?
We didn't discuss this.
You're right.
Oh.
We didn't discuss it.
Oh, are you shitting me right now?
What?
The Fable reboot delayed to 2026?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
If this game sucks, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's sad news, but hey, I'd rather it just like Larian, right? Like just like we were talking about.
It's
I'd
true.
rather this
That's-
happen and the
that's-
game be good than for it to get
I don't
rushed.
have high hopes because it's Microsoft. Like when's the last good Microsoft title?
Sure as shit wasn't Starfield.
Yeah, which does what really? Oh,
Grinds your gears.
yeah. What really grinds them is that
Oh,
Elder Scrolls is like my favorite RPG, and I just after seeing Starfield, I'm like, I'm scared. I'm legitimately scared for Elder Scrolls 6. When Skyrim, dude, Skyrim, hours upon hours of entertainment.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I didn't play. I played it, but not.
Did you
like,
play Oblivion?
No.
So I honestly, I'd have to look at when that game came out. I don't know when I got introduced to it,
Yeah.
but we had a rental. This is dating us, kids, for the kids that are watching this show. We had a movie rental place up the street from my house.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I could-
We're getting mid 2000s here.
I could ride my bike up the street because it was up by the highway, and like it was just right up the street. and I would rate, and I've apologized to my parents for this. I stole countless change from them because it was like $5 and I would get the game, or it was like $7 for 5 days.
Right.
And so I'd get the game, keep it all weekend. So I'd rent it for the 5 days and then pay the late fees. I paid so many late. I could have just bought the game if I would have stolen my parents' change and then just saved it up. I could have
Yeah.
bought it.
Stole my parents' change.
Dude,
Might have just been a little thief.
yeah. I would, because I'd be playing it. I'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna get a late fee.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. I get it for 5 days if I just do this. And so then I would go like dig through their change, find $7, run up there and be
Yep.
like, renew the game. And I check it out and play it.
Mhm.
And yeah, that game was amazing. So it sucks. I feel like you missed out a little bit, but you were too
Yeah.
busy playing Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah, I mean, that early, it would have been like Madden and stuff with my
Okay.
brother.
Yeah. That makes
But so a funny story, just because you brought up stealing change, not related to video games or anything like that at all. But whenever I was younger. You remember like when the housing market crashed and shit in 2008 and the economy was in the tubes?
that was my primary concern at the time.
I doubt it because you were probably like 12.
I mean, I was born in
Um,
92.
right. Well, your dad did construction too, right? So business probably slowed down for
Yeah,
him.
I mean, he didn't build them and sell them. He remodeled
Right.
and did
Okay.
additions and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have been. I have no idea.
So my father in the summertime, he worked with my cousins have a family business. So he worked with them, not in the summertime exclusively, but like year round, and we just would go to his house in the summer. So this is where I'm referencing this. I'm getting to the point. When the market crashed and things were still really bad, my brother and I, because they would leave us at home alone when they would go to work, but he wasn't getting paid because they weren't getting paid. So we we snuck into his room, and then also he was living with my uncle at the time, so we went into his room as well and stole all of their change. And in the middle of the day, went to the gas station because we didn't have any food at the house. Crossed, I guess, like he says, the busiest highway in the area. Bought food, made it all the way home, and ate it all before they got back, and even had extra for them when they got home. And we
Jeez.
got yelled at for it. My brother was crying, right? You don't do that to people. That was their money, like that type of
Yeah.
stuff.
But you guys
And
were just starving little,
yeah, for
little
real.
children.
We were like 11 years old. I mean, we walked like almost a mile. I was 11 and he would have been like 8. And I held his hand. I mean,
Oh, jeez.
gripped that tight. Like we ran across the highway. And it was all for some burritos and a couple sodas, like gas station burritos and Dr. Peppers.
Jeez.
And so anyway, and it's funny because a couple years later, like when I was older, my uncle, he told me, he's like, you know what? I was never going to use that change. I'm super glad that you guys did take it.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it just kind of like, I mean, things were really hard. I can remember being so hungry, and this is no fault of my father's. I mean, he kept, when it's family, like you want to assume that they have the best intentions.
Yeah.
And he continued to work with them, and things did eventually get better. But um, I can remember being so hungry that when my brother and I would go outside and play like catch with a football, where I would, because I was so hungry, I'd just get lightheaded and like almost fall over. It was insane. Like it
Wow.
was that was rough. But anyway, here today. So I didn't mean to
Yeah.
get so heavy on you like right
No,
away.
I was just
I
like,
fucking
holy shit.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
it's crazy. I don't know what made me think of that either. And again, it's a little bit of my life, I guess.
I feel like a bad kid now because like you stole money to like eat,
Shit.
and I stole money to play a video
Well,
game that I was too young for.
Well,
It had an
yeah, but
M.
you
It had an M rating,
yeah, right.
and the reason I went up there was because the people I talked to the people that own the place like every day. They never carded me, and they would let me rent any game I wanted.
Right.
So
Yeah. S Yeah, you shouldn't feel bad. I mean, I told you the story about you know, my mom with Lion King. Um, when Lion King 1.5 came out, like, I would let my mom every day about going and trying to rent it,
renting it,
and
yeah.
it was I mean, I wanted to watch the movie, like, I
And now when you
I'd
watch it, you're
seen
just like, this was a disappointment.
actually, no, it was really good. In my opinion, it's the
It's
best
still
Lion King.
that's that
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. We're saving that for another episode because we're gonna argue and we'll pull evidence
Okay.
of the original.
I mean, fucking bring it on, dude, because that Lion
Bar
King is
none.
amazing.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
amazing. It's
Nope.
it's shot from Timon and Pumbaa's
Hold
perspective,
hold
okay?
no. We're not no.
Just
Okay.
throwing that I
So
mean
Fable reboot delayed to 2026. So for those who don't know what Fable is, Fable was made by Lionhead, right?
yeah,
Lionhead
Lionhead,
Studios.
yes.
Um, and honestly, it's up there for me. I loved the original. Did you play the original Fable?
Yes. I didn't
Dude,
play the original, but I played Fable 2 and 3.
so Fable 1, I did play Fable 1, and it was like, oh, awesome. Like there were so many
Yeah.
things. It was pretty revolutionary in that. Like what before that we had Ocarina of Time,
Well,
and
they did a lot of
I
things.
mean
They did a lot of
Fable
things
was
that
Fable
were
around
ahead of their time.
Elder Scrolls. Was it? It was after. It was before Oblivion though, for sure.
I
Because I
think
want
the
to say
original
Oblivion
Fable
came out
released
on 360,
t
and Fable
like,
was on.
2003.
Yeah, Fable was on the original Xbox.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, no, but yeah, that game just had really good storytelling and just the humor of it. But Fable 2, I loved that game too. I played the crap out of that thing.
Always
What
was
I what
nice
I
to me.
loved about Fable 2, so like it was set like hundreds of years after Fable 1.
Yeah.
By the way, you didn't play Fable 1, but there's a part in Fable 1 where you go to prison,
Mhm.
and so you race, like to escape prison you have to steal the keys from the warden to get out. And so there's like a
Right.
race once a year where if you win the race, then you sit and have to listen to the warden like read his poetry. And then like
Mhm.
when he's reading, you got to sneak up and grab the key. Well, I failed that twice.
Cool.
So the
Cool.
narrative, like, and then every 12 months, like your beard would get longer and stuff.
Yeah.
It just felt better to me for the story that you spent like multiple years in prison before you went back. And so I had a good narrative on my first run through. And then I realized, oh wait, I just was stupid and didn't take my time stealing
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, so great game. But Fable 2, do you remember the mayor of Bowerstone? I think that's the
It's been
town.
so long. Um, I I couldn't really tell you a lot of detail. I don't remember a
Well,
ton.
in Fable 2, there was a mission where you go help it was a side quest, and you go help this
Yeah.
guy who's trying to reanimate her corpse. And then like but she has like a love spell, like whoever she wakes up and like sees, she's instantly in love with.
Mhm.
And so like when when you like help him reanimate her, like you go collect her body pieces so he can put her together.
Mhm.
And then when you
Yeah.
reanimate her, she like sees you first and then it's
Mhm.
like in love with you. And he's like, no, get out of here. No.
Yeah.
I was the dick who always stayed and stole her. So what?
Yeah.
But even though she was like the worst wife in Fable 1 because she was super bitchy.
Ah.
But, she's the mayor. So it's like, come on.
Gotta
Yeah.
gotta.
So I
Yeah.
always, but that was
Need that power.
I liked that quest in Fable 2. That quest was fun.
Right.
And then Fable
Right.
3 was just a big disappointment.
Well, I think we got a video. Let's watch this. I think we got a video of Fable and talking about I don't know if it's gonna be the delay or not, but
Okay.
I think we got something here.
and a long-awaited reboot of one of Xbox's biggest games. But it's also been one of Xbox's most secretive game in development. Now with the delay, could Playground Games
I do like
Why
the
do you think it's
secrecy.
been so secretive?
I do
Why do you
like the
think it's
secrecy.
been that?
Well, I think they don't. It's either somebody's playing it smart because I don't think they want to reveal too much, and
Okay.
the other thing is Larry or not Larian Lionhead Studios. They had a really bad habit of just like mouth vomiting everything. And then, like, when you
Yeah.
actually got the game, it was like, you
And then
can't
it
do
was
any of this shit.
Yeah. And then it
Like,
was disappointing,
do you
right?
remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember what was it? Fable 3. So this is why Fable 3 was a big disappointment because that one guy came out there, or the head of Lionhead came out, and he was like, you can literally grab people's hands and then like
Yeah.
drag them to the dungeon, and you feel the emotion as they're pulling away from you, and like you're forcing them to prison, and like like super. And then like the dog,
Right.
like they made the dog like this huge thing, and it was like half the time my
Was a
dog was
dog.
limping and I just left
Yeah.
him, and then like
Yeah.
they were like, oh, when he shows up in town and your dog's limping, like the townspeople will hate you. And I was like, didn't ever notice.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I remember that. And then the whole like
I will
that whole
say
thing didn't work properly. So you grab somebody's hand and then you'd be running, and then like it would, like glitch out.
Mhm. I I think the real reason it's been in such secrecy is when they announced it way too early, and the
Yes.
game wasn't even anywhere close to ready. And
Yep.
then the second thing is if you look at all of the other releases that they have had in the last 8 years,
Mhm.
right? Um, what was that vampire game? Redfall, is that what it was called?
I never
Shit,
played it. Again?
Starfield, shit. What else? What else was there that was just absolute
Crackdown
poo-poo?
3 was shit.
Crackdown? I can't think of any other ones, but
Are there any?
I mean,
What
the
about Avowed?
Redfall and
Avowed?
Avowed, people obviously are saying
Is it
meh
mostly
things about it, right?
positive on, or what's?
No, I mean, no, it's just a meh kind of game,
It's meh.
you know?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like we went from absolute dog crap to
To
it's
meh.
okay.
Yeah, it's okay, right? So I think that's probably a big reason. I mean, they every first party studio game that they've released, people are just like, this either sucks or it's just okay.
Yeah.
So keeping what is admittedly a huge, I mean, Halo, that's another one, fucking
Yeah.
sucked. You know,
Yeah, it
like
wasn't.
both the Halos, not very good.
Well, I mean, you dropped it and you didn't even have a campaign. And then when you drop the campaign, you don't have it in co-op. Every
Yeah.
Halo from the very beginning was co-op, and then they made it 4-player co-op.
I know.
Thank you, Halo 2 and 3. Actually, no, Halo
So
3. Halo 3 was true 4-player co-op.
I just think that's probably a bigger reason than people are probably going to give it credit.
Yeah.
Give credit for. This is an IP that is kind of a storied IP. It still has a good name, even though the third game didn't have the positive reception that you would have expected from the first two
Yeah.
games. So it's yeah. I mean, that's probably why. But I'm just speculating, of course.
This
So, anyway.
is all our opinion. This whole show is our opinions, by the way, everybody.
Yes.
nice ever.
Yes. We're about to
Oh,
find
I'm
out who this
tripping
guy's
out.
name is. That's Colt Eastwood right there.
Gold
Fable.
Eastwood, baby.
2026. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel.
Is that a
Hit the
PRS?
bell to be notified of new content, and let's talk about Playground
I can't
Games
tell.
and what they have promised for Fable in 2026. Playground Games, the studio behind the Forza Horizon series, split off in 2019 to create their own RPG studio dubbed St. Albans House in the UK. Since then, the team has quietly been
Oh
working
God!
on the Fable franchise, which has been in major turmoil.
Why does she look like a man? Go back, please.
An RPG studio dubbed St. Albans
I get
House.
it. I get it. I get
Since
it.
then, the team
Look at that. It's a little sus, right? Just a little sus. Like
That's
we had
pretty bad.
we had this talk about it. Like you were
I
like,
know we did.
well,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a person that's not a hero. So, we
Yeah.
argued about this previously, and I was like, what's with all the woke developers trying to make girls be unattractive in video games?
Yeah. I mean,
Who's your target
it doesn't
audience?
benefit you to do that. That's the thing.
No, it
Like,
doesn't.
if you're going to if you're
Sorry,
gonna
I'm looking at
fucking
that
do
face.
it,
Like I can't stop.
like
Like my eyes are gravitating towards. Geez, those eyebrows. Holy
it
she's got
doesn't.
bushier eyebrows than I do.
You don't even have to make them like extremely attractive, right?
No,
Like she just has to be your generic hot girl, you know?
I mean,
And
like, and the quality of this is good too. It's not like this is a bad video quality. Like the actual graphic, like because what this Unreal Engine 5, right?
I don't know what they're using it in, but oh man, I can pop this bitch all the way
The
up to 4K.
2160.
Yeah.
It didn't make it any better.
It didn't fix it.
Now I'm
It doesn't.
horrified in high def.
Yeah, there's no benefit intrinsically
It's
it's just you're literally just grandstanding for no reason. That's it.
it's just this like
You're
I get
proving
it.
a point because of your morals. You're subverting your personal feelings
And I
onto
feel
everyone who's going to play this game.
here's the thing. I feel bad because at some point we're gonna talk about this and we're gonna pull up the video for the new Halo developers that have like new ideas.
Yeah.
Like, and
New
I
ideas.
know me being a man and me being one of them, when they were my age, I probably didn't treat these girls the nicest because they were weird. But they grew up and now they have taken over my video games. And
You instilled in them the anger that it took to not be lazy.
yeah,
That's what happened.
and like the pink-haired, girls who don't swing my way,
Swing your way.
Yeah, they're working on this stuff and we're seeing it because that's what they like. We should have went and made
This?
video games.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's what they're into. Somebody's got to be
Ugly
into
women?
it. Whoever developed it's got to be into it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I really
I
hope
think
that this is just like so like how Mass Effect has like the generic character. So like Shepard, it had a generic female, generic male. And
Yeah.
although the first 2 games, generic female was just a custom female that looked like crap. So nobody played Fem Shep for the first 2 games. And then the third game, they drop a smoking hot Fem Shepard to actually fit the voice of Shepard, who one of the best voice actresses for video games. I mean, she's so many games, right?
Right.
But
So
it's
in
just
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So again, I just want to, and I'm trying not to rehash this a bunch, but like, inputting your personal politics into video games does nothing but hurt the company you work for and your reputation as a developer. It impacts your future jobs. So
Yeah.
like that's that. So
Team has
anyways,
quietly been working on rebooting the Fable franchise, which has been in major
See,
turmoil.
that looks great.
Fable 3
Yeah.
came out in 2010, panned to critical reviews, being the worst in the series, only to be
It was
followed
pretty
up
bad.
by Fable Connect title, a flash-in-the-pan technology for Xbox, and then promised to be revitalized with Fable Legends in an asymmetrical multiplayer.
Yeah, do you remember the Fable Legends thing that just
We're not
never
that great.
happened?
during the
I
beginning of the
don't.
Xbox One generation?
Oh
and
yes, I do.
canceled.
Yes,
Where
I
it was
do.
like 1v4,
One with
1v5, where
closely
one guy
Yeah.
plays as a bad guy.
Lionhead, who brought the Fable franchise to life in the early 2000s. Here we are with Fable, a new reboot revealed in 2020 at Xbox's Game Showcase with a pre-rendered
trailer was pretty
tone-setting
sick.
trailer and no release date.
The game
Fable
looks
actually
great.
started as an original RPG from Playground Games before they were bought by Xbox, a pitch which
Like,
landed them
graphically, that
with the
looks
studio to be
amazing. But then
purchased
you see
by
her and you're
Xbox
just like,
in 2019.
oh God.
2022, we got a look
Yeah.
in-game and in-game
No, this trailer was sick. Like this guy, The one that I'm thinking of is it's like them doing an interview of the giant. And
Yeah.
he's like, you know, it's just
It was a
footage,
good.
it's a good trailer.
Fable with a very brief gameplay montage, and fans became excited about the very mature and witty, highly detailed, and beautifully rendered
Yeah, see,
new
that looks
Fable.
like it would be awesome.
Greg Duncan, now the head of
Yes.
Xbox Game Studios, spoke to the Xbox official podcast and announced that Fable was being promised for 2025, but needs to be delayed to 2026.
We
Ooh.
are actually going to give Fable more time, and it's going to ship in 2026 now.
Why?
And while I
Yeah.
know that's not maybe the news people want to hear, what I want to assure people of is that it's definitely worth the wait. Yeah, I have
In other words, we've got to figure out how to monetize this a little bit better. That's what we got to figure out.
unequivocal.
Come on,
confidence
viewers.
Playground
Let's all
team,
complain
you know,
like Sonic the
the big
Hedgehog,
launch of what
and
you
let's
expect
get a
from
new
Playground
protagonist for Fable.
Plus, amazing gameplay.
The new footage revealed shows more beautiful renders in real time of Albion, a major city dwelling, and new
God, see, that
implementation
looks
of
so
horseback.
good.
That looks really good.
That looks so good. But then
Mm-hmm.
your hero turns around and it's like, oh God.
Ah!
Yeah.
Writing.
Yeah.
Something that was never shown or teased before, and seeing
I
the
really
Fable
hope that the
riding
actress
on
that plays
horseback
the character
instantly
doesn't look
reminds
like that.
fans of the Witcher 3 comparisons
Because then
and
I'm gonna feel really
beautiful
bad.
modern rendering called the one and only, the great Red Dead Redemption 2. We can
Red Dead
expect a
Redemption
more
is a great
open
game.
world in this new Fable reboot,
Yes, it
especially with the
is.
need to put the character on foot or
The
on
first mission,
horseback. The footage
amazing.
showcase here
Look at
also
that. That
brings
shit looks
new credit to
awesome.
Windows
Fighting the
Jez
fucking
Gordon,
chicken.
who
Chicken
6
man?
months ago said that he saw pre-alpha
Those are
gameplay
Hobbs,
feats
baby.
Fable with the character
That
fighting scary chicken and
I
a
think they're
Valver
Valverines is what they call them.
or werewolf
Yeah.
in the Fable lore.
And
We see
it's
some
not a
real
werewolf, you dingus.
heavy
It's a
mallet-based melee.
Valverine.
No, he called it. He said it was a Balverine.
Is that what he
He
said?
said it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then he said, which are werewolves for Fable lore.
Parrying and more fire spells. Fable looks incredible. And with developers that worked with Rockstar and Naughty Dog and Sony Santa Monica praising the visuals and the rendering details and techniques for Fable is
So,
really
so they use Rockstar people?
shows that Playground Games is a
Yeah, they
top
hired
tier
them.
That makes
studio,
sense.
and Fable will be well worth the wait.
Rockstar people know how to make a
Major
good
concerns
story.
that have arisen over the past couple of years with the new Fable reboot is the choice of the player character. The protagonist being a female hero, and Playground Games has yet to show any footage of a male playable character. But throughout most
She
of the
shouldn't look bad
Fable
there.
and you were able to choose to start
He looks
your
bad.
playthrough as a young
Yes.
boy or young girl.
Yeah.
I would assume that Playground Games will offer us the same choice, but we've also seen Playground Games Studios offer
Oh,
a
God.
slight bit of
I can't get
customization
over that.
with a default character. It's possible you'll be able to change skin tone
Kick the chicken.
or hair color style, but the
Yes.
main models will remain intact.
See
There
what
is
he's
not
talking about
any
there. I
the
would be
rook-
okay with this. I'll be okay with this if that's how it is. Like when I start the game, if I can change my hair, change my skin, change my face, and then it's a custom character, I'll be completely okay with that. Like this is the generic starting character, but then I can make it whatever I want. Then I won't have a problem with the protagonist. Because that's how it was in Mass Effect. Like the male shepherd was like pre-built for all the trailers and
Yeah.
everything, but then you could
Yeah.
immediately edit him and it would be a crappy version because this is before we had like really good like customization
Character
technology.
editors. Yeah.
Yeah, like nowadays, like Dragon's Dogma, where you can like make
Or
actresses
Dragon
and
Age the Veilguard.
yeah, Dragon Age Veilguard. We're
No.
not talking about
No.
that game. We're not
Don't
talking about
talk
that
about
game.
Yeah.
We'll leave that for another chat.
Pronouns.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Anyways, go ahead.
Oh God, you got me wanting to go off on Dragon Age. Because I also played those games, so and I haven't played the new one for obvious reasons. But yeah, no, I would be completely okay if we could edit the character at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
I
if,
get it.
But if this is who we get, I'm gonna be kind of bummed.
rumors
get
or
her.
leaks about the male playable character, but it could be possible that this delay is to make changes
If there
as well
is.
as keep final polish on the game that fans
Dude, that's
have
a
been
long
very
time to
vocal on.
delay a game that
Craig
looks
Duncan's
this ready
comments
to
on
play.
British humor come to life when
That's
the
pretty
main
alpha.
character kicks
I
a
know.
chicken, which is an iconic joke that has flourished throughout the Fable franchise games on the original
But that's what
Xbox
I'm
and
saying.
3.
Like, look at that. That's a long. I mean, it's March. You know,
Yeah.
like when are they going to release it? January the 1st. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's still
You'd think you
freaking
would shoot for
9 months to
you
delay a
would
game
shoot
that
for
looks this
Chris-
ready to play.
You would shoot for Christmas. Like, why would you not try to release this game
Yeah.
on Christmas?
It just seems really.
Although
like,
it's gonna
that's-
go this game goes straight to Game Pass, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Dude,
60 era.
Christmas
It's
sucks
great
now.
to see that Playground Games isn't shying
Yeah.
away from that
Compared to
heritage.
when we were kids.
So far,
I
with 3
know.
or 4
Like when the
reveals,
consoles came
Call
out,
of Duty.
like or
Playground
Call of
Games
Duty is like
wants
that's my
to afford
Christmas
us
present,
a
right?
1 full
Mhm.
minute of gameplay in engine and in game to give us just a slice of what
Little side note, sorry. I was gonna try to let it play through, but I can't. I got to tell you this. So we used to in Call of Duty, you know, because the game came out in early October, mid October usually, and this is like Black Ops 2 era. You would make sure to play on Christmas because you could raise your KD because of the Christmas
It's
noobs.
all the little
Yeah,
kids. Because
all
the
the
little-
Christmas noobs.
Because you guys were the ones that bought it when it came
Yeah.
out, but all
Yeah.
the little kids got it for Christmas.
all the
And
Christmas
so
noobs.
you
Yeah,
guys had been playing since October.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, you knew everything to do. You already knew all the best guns. You could literally sit there and take advantage of all the
That
little
makes sense.
noobs, and then you'd make yourself feel so good.
You know how many
like
5-year-olds
I'm a
you
fucking
murdered?
professional. A ton, not 5-year-olds. I mean,
They
8,
were
9-year-olds. You know,
okay.
yeah.
8, 9-year-olds.
I murdered a lot of 9-year-olds in my time. Yes.
Stop. What's
yeah.
the little kid? It's like get shit on.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, shit.
and then he
Get
just starts
shit
screaming. Like when
Yeah.
he fumbles, he just starts screaming.
Yeah.
what to expect when we get hands-on with Fable in 2026. Looking into the packed game schedule for Xbox in 2025 for their studios, rumors pointed to
Dude,
this
this is
Fable
like
reboot
the 15th time
releasing
we've
in
seen
December
this.
of
Well, it's because he
2025.
doesn't have any more
but now
footage.
moved to
I know.
What he's
2026.
talking about.
December of 2025 is not an ideal month for a major releasing RPG that could be entered into the Game of the Year discussions, only to release just outside of that deadline window. This isn't the reason why Fable is being moved, but this is also the benefit of Fable being pushed to 2026. It's unfortunate that in this era of games industry that big titles like Fable can take 6 to 8 years to finally release. But
Or
looking
more.
at Xbox's recent track record over the past couple of years, their games have been fairly polished and have released to great critical acclaim.
What
Wait a minute.
the fuck is this guy talking about?
Somebody getting a
Uh,
little bit of this from Microsoft.
Fairly polished
Is this guy getting paid to do
and
this?
critical acclaim?
What
We better
title?
find out some more. We better find out some
I
more
really
information.
hope we're reading
Playground
the
Games
comments of
proven
this.
that they can release high-rated, high-quality, and incredibly immersive games. And this separate RPG studio working on Fable will likely follow that same protocol.
Let's hope not.
Since Fable is delayed to 2026, it's
I don't
undeniable,
know what this guy's smoking.
especially since it seems like the wait for Fable has been excruciating, with that reveal
It's
almost
been a
5
long
years.
time.
And
It
the drip
has.
feed of development and gameplay reveals
That's
has
so
made
funny.
Fable one of
That
the
the-
most
she gets eaten by the
in-
frog.
in the Xbox
Yeah.
catalog. What we've seen today is a shining example of high quality, high caliber,
Proper
and for
English
returning fans to the Fable franchise, there's a lot to look forward to, and hopefully a new favorite franchise for new players as well.
Fable 2 had the best opening.
This is Colt Eastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Really disappointing to hear that Fable's been delayed. Almost every game these days seems to be pushed out further and further, but Xbox's biggest problem was in 2020 and 2021 showing us all of the games they were making, and then we've been waiting the entire generation for them to come out. Playground Games is supposed to be busy working on the next Forza Horizon series. I don't even know where that is. There's been no
I'm not a
talk at
big
all.
Forza guy.
They normally reveal that
Yeah, but
immediately in the summer showcase, and it comes out the end of that
I
year.
played the shit
But
out of
seeing
Need for Speed.
Fable with the new gameplay and showing such a small amount of it It's really disappointing that we get to see it at a low bit rate, 30 FPS on the Xbox podcast. I was hoping that they'd reveal a trailer so we can get a better look at it, but I suppose that's probably something we'll see at this summer's showcase for Xbox. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know
Future
by liking
episode.
the channel, hit the bell to be notified of new weekly content. If you want to further support what we do here on the
Yep.
Colt Eastwood, hit the join button below.
Go like this guy who obviously gets paid
For
by
merch
Microsoft.
giveaways, for videos, and so much more. Also, check out the Patreon. Those are in the
All right,
description.
let's check out the comments. All right.
On even the super class, if you want to know what that is. Check us out in the XSC podcast. We'll be talking more about this as it develops with the games and studios and Fable.
All right, this guy's just plugging all his socials.
Yeah,
so,
go-
anyways,
and
actually,
what to
yeah, that's
expect,
fine. We'll let him.
and that happens
we'll
every
be
Monday,
respectful.
5
I mean,
p.m.
we
Pacific,
did-
8 p.m.
yeah,
Eastern.
we
What do you
did
think about Fable? Are
use
you
his
really
video,
super
so-
hyper focused on the way the character looks? Are you really hoping you have the opportunity to play as a male character? I'm always 50-50 on that. Depends on what I make.
I'm
Sometimes
not.
I make my character look like me. I
Female
don't
all the way, baby.
get a fully customizable
That's why I
Fable
released that song
Put
on
in
our
the comments
TikTok.
below about this delay. And while you do that, it'll be a dicey
Rather be a
comment,
lass than a lad.
very divisive thing. Please be nice.
Hashtag be nice,
Hashtag
everybody.
Be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Asman.
Actually, not as
About Monster Hunter.
Back it up, baby. Back it up. So,
All Let's hold on. Comments.
So anyway, this was a video by Colt Eastwood. Check him out. I don't agree with his viewpoints on Microsoft games, first party
No.
studios being polished games, and
No.
critical acclaim, but it is what it is. He has his own personal feelings. So yeah.
Let's
Hold up. Okay. Yeah. First comment. They need to stop announcing games so far ahead of the release date. I think they should only announce games when they're sure they can release it within a year of the announcement. I feel like at least 90% of games nowadays get delayed at least once. I have opposite feelings of that. I don't think they get delayed. I think that they get pushed out early and they're not
Uh-huh.
ready. Yeah.
and they still get delayed.
Yeah.
And then they get pushed out early. It's like that's why Larian did it so well, because it was early access. They only released chapter 1, and then it took 5 years. The game took 5 years to make, but it had already been in development for like 3 or 4 years before that.
Yeah. So I don't know. None of
Anybody
these comments are
shitting
really
on her
saying
on the
much.
way she looks? Yeah.
No. No one. Got nothing. Can it just be that it's being moved because GTA 6 and Call of Duty are both coming out towards the end of the year?
Ooh, that's probably more likely.
I could see the GTA thing. I could see that.
Nobody really cares about Call of Duty. They're different lanes.
Yeah,
But GTA 6 is going to dominate everything.
it will. Yeah, it's gonna sell probably
And even releasing next year
50
won't be
million
enough.
copies.
Even next
know,
year won't be enough,
so-
because
No, it won't.
I mean we're counting the days to GTA 6.
Yes. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, there you are. So what do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, I mean, you got my opinion. Is like I'm super excited. These are the thing about it is this is my childhood that the woke mob is shitting on right now.
Yeah.
And this whole thing about I grew up on Tomb Raider. Okay? I remember my brothers playing Tomb Raider. Best part
Triangle
about Tomb Raider.
boobs.
Best part about Tomb Raider was Laura Croft's this region.
Double pistols.
The
Double pistols.
double pistols.
Double pistols. Yeah.
Backflips, swan dives from a mile
yeah.
high,
Dude,
doing
and
the cliff pull up where like she does the handstand,
yeah.
and it's just butt all in your
Yeah.
face, right? You know,
So I died to that fucking leopard every time on that first Tomb Raider game. Every fucking time.
dude, there was so much. But like, you fought dinosaurs in Tomb Raider. You fought
Oh, yeah.
everything. Do you remember like King Tut, like the gold hand, and then like if you jumped on it, Laura would turn gold. Like they had like
Dude,
The death scenes were the best part about Tomb Raider. Was like
I literally I never made it past the big jungle cat. Okay?
it's just like
Never.
I was stuck there forever.
I never made it.
I mean, at the
Um,
time of Tomb Raider. So the thing is like I didn't play it. I watched my brothers play it. So Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, I was too little to play those games on the
yeah.
original PlayStation. But my brothers had the original Resident Evil, and I would sit there. I remember watching them fight the giant snake in the library.
Mhm.
Like, do you remember all that?
So okay, listen. You can make it past the first level pretty easy. The second level, which is the level I always died on, I either drowned in the water because it was too far away and I couldn't figure out what the hell I was doing, or I died to the jungle cat if I made it out of the water. That was it.
See, when I
So
played
I
it,
didn't really experience Tomb Raider the same way. Mine was a lot of Spyro, a lot of Crash Bandicoot.
oh, I played the crap out of Crash.
So
I loved Crash.
yeah,
Yeah, those were my because we were the same age. We're the same age, so
yeah,
we were little kids when those games were coming out. But I still like this burned in my brain of
yeah,
seeing those pixelated
yeah,
boobies,
yeah.
and
Triangle titties. Yes.
it, I love my wife. So
Yeah. That's
thank
it.
you, Laura Croft, for giving me a deep passion for women.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny.
So
Um,
yeah, no, that's my that is my issue though, is like I feel like in video games more and more the women characters are just unattractive unless they just let us create them. Like if we can create what we want, like that should please everybody. Like stop forcing shit down us. Do Dragon's Dogma, do all the other games,
yeah.
and let me customize the shit out of my character, because then it's whatever you want. If you want your character to be ugly, that's on you, right?
Make them ugly.
Like make them
Yeah.
ugly. Like if that's what you want.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you that no, not even lesbians or girls that are potentially unattractive even make those. I guarantee you they make hot female characters. I would love a poll
You're
on that.
you're probably right.
Don't
You're
see,
probably right.
even girls don't
The
want
only
that.
problem, the only problem with what you're saying right now is, yeah, okay, whatever. They'll, the rebuttal would be, okay, we'll give you what you want, right? But then we're still going to, in the characters that you interact with your player character, we're still going to interject our own politics onto those characters.
Well, they did
Because,
do that
you
with
know,
Saints Row. Did you play the new Saints Row?
no, I
So
didn't.
Saints Row, I could still make my character, and you can make them hot. And Saints Row, you can run around topless, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But it went from like witty, funny humor to a shit ton of like anti-fascist government, what not, yada yada. Like we're now influencers. We're not a street gang that's taking over the world and becoming president.
Yeah.
Like because that's what, like, one of the ones that I love, that's when Saints Row became fun, because I remember when it was like trying to knock off GTA, like Saints
Yeah.
Row 2, and it didn't have the comedy and shit. It was just
Mhm.
like, it was really close to a GTA game. Like it was just, you had a gang and stuff. And then they came out with like the next Saints Row, and like you were like a movie star, and stuff. And like your gang was rising, and then it like led to you becoming president. Like you were
Mhm.
you're running for office and trying to become president. Super funny. And then the very next game they release, like you're president, and then aliens take over and like put you in a simulation. It's yes,
Okay,
but it was
yeah.
super entertaining. Like you had like the gravity gun where you could like shoot people and suck them up in the air, and then they come flying
Yeah.
back down. There was like a dance bot, like a dance rocket launcher. You shoot and everybody would start like discoing and stuff.
Yeah, like, in Fortnite, the disco ball thing or whatever, right?
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
they made this newest one, and like I played it, like I regrettably bought it and I played it, and I was just like, dude, there's like within 5 seconds of the game, there was like 6 woke jokes. It was just utterly insane. So
That
yeah,
makes it
to your
bad.
point, they're just gonna throw it in there, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Just give me the ugly
So-
character and leave me alone.
Yeah. So what do you want to jump into next? We can talk about the Pixel Pack, or we can do the BAFTA Game Awards. Hopefully that you looked up what the fuck BAFTA means, because I sure as shit didn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as he quietly Google searches.
Even better, I ask Glitch. By the way, guys,
there you
if
go.
you hear us reference Glitch, it's just our AI. And she tells us things. Oh, British Academy of Film and Television Arts. So it's British.
Hello there, I'm Ali Plum, and it is my incredible honour to be
Explains why this
revealing
guy is British.
nominees for this year's BAFTA Games
Makes
Awards.
sense.
From AAA juggernaut blockbusters to incredible experiences delivered by small single-digit teams.
I can't name like a great game that's come out.
It's been another incredible year for video games, and we are here to honour and
So-
celebrate games and the people that make them. The only way
Yakuza.
What?
we know how.
Black Wukong?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, without
Black
any
Myth
further
Wukong?
ado,
Yes, that's a good
here
one.
we go. The nominees for game design are Animal Well, Astrobot,
Never heard of her.
Balatro,
Astrobot
That's-
won like a ton of stuff, right?
Yeah, it did. So,
Animal Well, Astrobot,
this game, have you ever played this game?
No, what is it?
It's like a poker strategy game.
I like
Well-
poker.
It will engulf your life, dude.
Why have we never played this?
It's a single player game.
Oh,
So
that
Yeah.
sucks.
it's a super, super good game. Lesser known fact, the developer of this game was one single person, and no one to this day knows who he is. Except for one person that interviewed him. But he remained anonymous.
That's crazy.
Pretty cool.
Balatro, Helldivers
Super good game.
Helldivers was great.
2, The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, Tactical Breach Wizards. The nominees for Performer in a Supporting Role are Abby Greenland and Helen Golan in Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Aldis Amma Hamilton.
Hold on,
in
pause it.
Saga.
Didn't Hellblade 2 come out a long? I guess that was Hellblade. I played that.
Yeah,
game.
Hellblade 2 came out.
Was it this year?
This year, yeah.
Was it really? Okay. I played Hellblade. Hellblade was like kind of, it was like weird story driven wise. I think it had like a lot of Norse stuff in it.
I didn't play it.
It was
I heard
pretty
it was good,
good. It
though.
was fun. Like I did like
Yeah.
what I played. But yeah, you can continue.
Hellblade 2. John Blythe in Thank Goodness You're Here. Karen Dunbar in Still Wakes the Deep.
Jeez.
Matt Berry in Thank Goodness
Matt
You're
Berry,
Here.
baby.
Mike
That was the
Gladden
last one.
Wakes the
Yeah.
Deep. The nominees for animation are Astrobot, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Lego Horizon Adventures, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Thank goodness you're here. Warhammer 40,000,
Never
Space
played it,
Marine
but
2.
I want to play
The
that game
nominees
so
for
bad.
multiplayer are Call of Duty, Black
So-
Ops 6.
Look, if you're watching this right now, there will be a Patreon. Okay?
One day, yes.
Please fund my Warhammer Space Marine 2 adventure.
Yes. Fund us
Helldivers
so
2.
that we can play more
Lego
video games
Horizon
and give you more
Adventures.
hot takes.
Super Mario Party Jamboree. Tekken.
Yes.
Ooh, a new Super Mario
Warhammer
Party. I didn't know
40,000,
that.
Space Marine 2. The nominees for artistic achievement are Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong,
Very good.
Harold Halibut, Never,
Never.
Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Never, as in, I'm never going to play it.
I'm
Still-
never gonna play it.
The nominees for Evolving Game are Diablo 4,
Diablo.
Final Fantasy 14 Online,
Game that was shit.
No Man's Sky,
No Man's Sky. That
Sea of
update
No
for
Man's
No
Sky
Man's
should
Sky was
win.
super
Fire
good.
Survivors, World of Warcraft,
If we're talking
The no-
evolving game, No Man's Sky.
Oh,
Way
Animal
better.
Yeah.
Balatro, Pacific Drive, The
Balatro.
Plucky Squad,
Pacific Drive, dude, is one of them that is a super cool concept. It's multiplayer, and all you do is you're in a station wagon and you're driving down the road, okay? And it's almost like a horror game, kind of like Repo, like what we were playing. It's not you don't repo stuff, but you are in the station wagon and you have to get to your destination, and there's stuff designed in the game to stop you from doing that. Super duper cool game.
So I will say this. Like, this tells you our game year that we've had, though.
Yeah.
There's not a AAA title on here.
Not yet.
Because
Black Ops 6,
that's it.
World of Warcraft, AAA. It's
Uh,
AAA.
Okay. But I'm just
Hell,
saying, like,
Sarah.
this should be flooded with games. Like,
Yes.
that's why next year,
And not rip off Black Panther.
yeah, I mean, arguably, yeah,
Why is
Ar-
Marvel Rivals not on here?
yeah, that's true.
Zhao. Thank goodness you're here. The nominees for audio achievement are Animal Well, Astrobot,
I kind of want to play the game that
Hellblade,
Laszlo's in, though,
Senua's Saga,
Yeah.
just for
Hellblade
his
2,
vocals,
Star
because he's so
Wars
funny.
Yeah. Shit
Still
game.
Wakes the Deep,
Star Wars Outlaws made this.
are
Audio
Astrobot,
achievement.
Black Myth Wukong,
Good game.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hell Divers 2, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2,
why
Star
is he
Wars
like-
Outlaws. The nominees for
He
family
just has to reread
are
every game
Astrobots,
the whole time.
Cat Quest 3,
Yeah.
Lego Horizon Adventures, Little Kitty, Big City,
Little Kitty,
Bucket
Big
Squire,
City. I played
Super
that.
Mario Party Jamboree. The nominees for Game
did?
Beyond Entertainment are Botany
Just ran
Manor,
around as a cat.
Words 2, Lo-Fi City Pop, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Tales of Kenzera, Zhao, Tetris Forever,
Tetris.
Vampire Therapist.
Vampire
The
Therapist.
nominees
I'll
for
play that game.
Me too.
Animal Well, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Metaphor Refantasia,
Now, I heard that game was
Still
really
Wakes
good.
the Deep. Thank
Metaphor.
goodness you're here.
So that's the
Free
game, right? That
Fantasio.
Laszlo in. Thank goodness you're here.
Astrobot,
I
Black
think so,
Myth
yeah.
Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Tiny Glade, Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2. The nominees for narrative are Black Myth Wukong, Dragon Age, The Veil.
I think we can invalidate all the award lists right here.
What's my pronoun? Please. I think I'm not a woman. Can we listen to some cringe dialogue? Oh, give me the top comments on this. Like click on the number 1 comments. Like where it's 1 star, where they gave him 1 star. See all the ratings. Click on because there's a lot of them. Can you click on the 1 star comments? I see it.
But look at this.
Are you shitting me?
Somebody's getting paid.
Yeah, comments, please.
This is a 5-star review.
No, you
by
got
the
to
way.
do can you click on the 1 star? Like you used to be able to just
No.
like go to all the bad comments. Okay, what? What's this? The franchise officially has no identity. Heard we were going back to basics, not rebooting. I haven't got far, and I don't know how much further I could go. From these frumpy character designs to chibi dialogue, I wonder where my gritty, dark, satirical B-rated Lord of the Rings
Lord of the
knockoff
Rings.
went. Finally, in Treventer, and nobody cares. The fact is, oh my god, dude, this guy wrote a fucking paragraph.
Multiple paragraphs.
Holy shit.
2 minutes into playing Rook, I'm thinking I don't want this character to have sex with anyone because that'd be rape. He's 12. So what game am I playing? Because that's not Dragon Age. We were just having sex with a Minotaur last game, and while it had issues, we literally aren't trying anymore. This game feels more akin to a Hogwarts game, and like, why? That's already a thing. The constant narration is exhausting. Like, it's making me wish you would have just killed Varric because I'm exhausted. Quit holding my hand.
The dialogue is just to the point and punchy. Like, if I didn't have a choice but to be a teenage superhero creating the Scooby Gang, just tell me that.
So, anyways,
Yeah, shit game. And it's
Zelda.
on narrative nominee.
Final Fantasy VII
yeah,
Rebirth. Metaphor ReFantazio.
that game won.
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 still wakes the deep.
ReFantazio was good.
The nominees for British
So.
game are A Highland Song, Lego Horizon Adventures,
Didn't know that was a
Paper
British game.
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 still wakes the deep. Thank goodness you're here. The nominees for performer in a leading role are Alec Newman in Still Wakes the Deep, Umberly Gonzalez in Star Wars Outlaw.
Dude,
He
why didn't
did
they?
kick
Why
ass.
didn't they use her for the model?
I know. Well, they kind of did, but
Yeah,
she-
but
I mean,
they
sorta.
made her ugly.
She did a good job. It's unfortunate that
The game
the-
was bad.
the developers didn't do a good job. Yeah,
Well, it's EA. So.
I thought she did a really good job. I did, in my opinion.
Did you play it?
I didn't play
You
a
just
lot of it,
watched a
but
bunch of
what
it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Her voice acting was
That's
very
probably
good,
in
in my opinion.
and keep in mind, everyone who's watching, I named 2 of my children after Star Wars characters. That's the first Star Wars game that's released that I haven't played.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like the fact that there was content locked behind a paywall that you couldn't access.
Yeah.
if
Are you talking about
didn't
like
pay-
the hut
Yep.
missions, like right off the
Yeah, the
bat?
hut missions.
It's like
Yeah.
DLC that it was like, pay us $150 if you want to
Yeah,
be able to play this day one exclusive.
and that just seems so underhanded. I mean, that just goes into what I mean. Ubisoft is
Oh, it was
Ubisoft.
It's not EA,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, it's a Ubisoft game.
That's
so
right.
I mean, they are struggling. I mean, if Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't sell well,
and it's
it's
mean,
gonna be bad for
we're-
Ubisoft.
I have a
mean,
feeling
they
it's
might
gonna make our hot takes.
Yeah, I mean they are on the verge of being sold. So
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Isabella Inchbald
Yeah.
in Indica, Luke Roberts in Silent Hill 2,
never heard of it.
Melina Jurgens in Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, Ilan Noel in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. The
Never played the
nominees
story.
for Best Game are
Best game. Here we go.
Astrobot,
Astrobot.
Balatro,
Balatro.
Black Myth Wukong, Hell Divers 2, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Thank goodness you're here. The winners will be announced on
I
Tuesday.
mean,
So
it should be Black Myth Wukong, right? Like,
I mean, it did have 3 million players at one time.
yeah.
So they said 6 games right there. 4 of those games I played.
That's
So,
I didn't play any of them.
really?
Mm.
You didn't play Black Myth Wukong?
No, I watched
Really?
a lot of videos of it.
Dude,
I
that
did-
game was so
but
good.
I'm not a. But I also I played Dark Souls, like
Yeah.
that's just not I don't like to get sweaty in a single player game.
Really?
Oh,
I
dude,
love the
the
competition, like-
challenge of it, I
Yeah.
get pissed.
Well, yeah, that's the
I
point,
just-
man.
I know it's the point, but it's if I'm gonna get pissed, I'm gonna be shooting some 10-year-old kid online.
Well, good thing you said online.
Online, on a video game. Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
children, and they typically beat me on the video game. So
Yeah, it's like Elden Ring, right? Like I got really mad at Elden Ring. I never finished it.
Yeah, I
Elden
can't.
Ring, yes, I
I
get it.
well, it's Dark Souls. It's I mean that's Elden Ring, Dark Souls.
Yeah,
Like I don't get that sweaty. Like the sweatiest I get in a single player. I'm trying to think of a single player like Star Wars, the Fallen Order, like those. I'll play
yeah,
that game, but I'm playing it for the story. I'm not turning it all the way to max difficulty. Like I'd probably play Elden Ring if I could make that game easy,
yeah,
and then I'd play it. But like there's not a setting for that. Like the bosses are just hard as hell, no matter what.
yeah. Right. So
So yeah, that's why
okay,
I never played Black Myth.
it was good. Also, Balatro was good. Helldivers, of course,
Although
very good.
Balatro, it sounds like I'd want to do that. And Helldivers we played together, so
Yeah.
Tuesday, the 8th of April at 7 p.m. live on BAFTA's Twitch and YouTube. You can also follow along on BAFTA's X and Blue Sky at BAFTA Games, as well as Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at BAFTA. But wait,
Make sure to check out BAFTA.
there's more. To celebrate the BAFTA Games Awards, BAFTA are asking a pretty big question. What is the most influential game ever? Have your say and head over to BAFTA.org to cast your vote now. The results will be unveiled.
do we give a
I
hot
already
take?
got the answer.
You
I
got
already
the
got the
all right,
answer.
all right, let's hear it.
It's
Let's hear it.
fucking Connect 4.
What?
Yeah, 100%, dude. Connect 4 or Checkers, either one.
Oh,
Interchangeable, honestly.
I thought we were talking video game.
Oh no, yeah. You know how many wars have been stopped because of Connect 4?
That's a board game. That's not a video
If
game.
I had to take a guess, it's probably more than one.
Let's come on. We just watched that and they didn't list any board games on the
Okay,
game of the
okay.
year. Most influential
Most
game, video game
ever
ever.
Pong started it all.
Yeah. I mean,
Look, without Pong, you don't have Mario, right?
no, wrong. Donkey Kong.
Right. No. I like go through
You're just
time.
yeah, but that's
Like
not the most influent. That's just the game that started the industry. Like, and-
right.
but that no, we're talking about the game that just like what's the game that revolutionized everything? You're
Pong.
no that
All right.
I would say
You tell me.
Space Invaders was more influential than Pong.
No.
Yeah,
How?
and it was also
How?
on the Atari.
How?
What?
How is
Space
it?
Invaders
How?
and Pac-Man?
Right, but how is that? Like because let's
Talk about
without Pong, there is nothing else. If that doesn't catch on and more people don't start to
I get
you
I
see,
get where
like
you're just going with
it
the
doesn't
first,
spawn Mortal
but
Kombat, it doesn't spawn Pac-Man, it doesn't spawn Mario, it
but we're
doesn't,
talking
you
the
know,
most influential video game of all time. That revolution. You like if you would have told me GoldenEye, I'd been like, all right. I mean, you're saying
yeah,
something.
but that's just for shooters. That's not RPGs, that's not
Yeah,
anything else.
I mean, in my opinion, Ocarina of Time was the beginning of the RPG.
Okay. But without Pong, you never have the chance to have
We're gonna
Zelda.
give it up, are you?
You
It's
don't
fucking Pong.
you don't have Space Invaders. You don't have that
All
Super
right,
Mario game which is Yoshi's Island. Like I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's happening.
No, of course it's gonna take its sweet time.
You would be hard. I mean, I'm being as objective as possible. I'm trying not to let my personal feelings, because to me, like, the most influential game of all time is probably something it's probably Mario, um, and the franchise that Mario spawned.
Yeah, I mean, Mario was, I mean, he launched a super phenomenon that has spawned countless video games and revolutionized the gaming console
Yes.
and launched a cartoon movie that my kids
Yeah,
love and
and a
was really
series.
good. And they did it right. They didn't wokeify it, and
Yeah.
it was awesome.
It was also a TV series as well
Mhm.
in the early 90s. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, I get it. That one was the first, but like to me, it's not like boom, it pops out. Like, cause like what we're gonna
yeah,
say,
but
like
from Pong, you have Space Invaders, and then from Space Invaders, you have Pac-Man
like you're
or
hearing,
Galaga, Galactica, Frogger,
yeah, Frogger was a great Frogger was a
fucking
great game.
Cubic or Cubox or whatever the fuck, Cubo. I can't think of his damn
Hubert,
name. Cubert, yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, no. So, and I'll say this, I'll say this right now for a future episode because I'm sure we'll talk about it. But what's gonna revolutionize our era of gaming is AI.
Yeah.
I mean, it already is, but like the day that I can come down here, boot up a role playing game, and I don't have to read text to find my response, I'm just like, hey, NPC, where do I find potion shops in this town?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, traveler,
Head
it's
up
over
the
here.
hill and turn left. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, adventure. Hi, adventure.
Yeah.
Nice day for
Yeah.
fishing, ain't it?
What yeah. What you need to do is turn around and walk the fuck away because I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like but seriously though, that's gonna be like when that happens, that's gonna change video games
Yeah.
forever, right? That's
Yeah, the
when
large
the population's gonna drop
yeah.
as well because every NPC will be marryable. And so if you have an AI
Yep.
that can have a legitimate conversation with you, there's gonna be a lot of lonely men that are never leaving their
Yeah.
computer because they're
Mhm.
gonna have a beautiful woman who's in love with them on their
Yep.
computer screen. Right?
Designed to love you even, yes.
And then they just buy a robot and download the video game character into the robot because Elon said that we're pretty close to having sex bots. So
Yeah.
it was on Joe Rogan. He's like,
Oh, I
it's
know,
not
I
that
heard
far.
it.
So-
Yeah. So,
but yeah, no, that's yeah, for sure. So
The 20th of March. In the meantime, I'm stealing this, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thanks, BAFTA.
that was so funny.
oh, some trailers.
I don't care about any of these games now. Although
don't
Hellblade,
either.
Hellblade I would play, but it's like borderlining the pissing off. But it's more like Star Wars, like Fallen Order.
So, yeah. So what's the most influential game in history? What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, I could name like the most influential game for me,
I'm saying be
but
objective. Try to take your personal feelings out of it.
I don't like to me, but this is also speaking in my like genre is
Mhm.
Ocarina of Time was like a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean Zelda is a
It's
yeah,
a great
I get
franchise
it.
before, but I think when they dropped Ocarina of Time, because then that's that three-dimensional space, right? It's no
Yeah.
longer top down or side view. Like that game changed a lot. And it was like one of the first 10 out of 10s. This was
Yeah.
back when critics were objective and didn't get
Yeah.
paid, right?
One game that would probably be up there would be Mortal Kombat.
I mean,
Uh,
it was a bloody good time.
I mean, yeah, you already. I mean, I would say it's probably Mario. Revolutionized the
Yeah,
the platformer. Um,
well, Mario
tons of
spawned
stuff.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Like Sonic the Hedgehog was
Yeah,
Sega's competition to Mario, and
yeah.
arguably a great thing. I mean, that carried that whole
Um,
console until they went out of business.
right. So I would say probably that, yes, but Mortal Kombat would definitely be up there because it revolutionized the fighting game industry. Continues to try to push the boundaries
It was better than
when it comes to that as well.
Did Street Fighter come first, or was it Mortal Kombat?
I think Mortal Kombat was first. I don't know. It'd be something to ask.
I think first Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. I'm super curious because like, nope, Street Fighter.
Street Fighter did.
1987. So Street Fighter was released by Capcom in 1987. Introduced the world to Ryu and Ken. Oh God, I can't do it. The Pete Holmes, the hike kick when he's doing his kick and he's like, "What are you saying?" Do you remember that when he's the insurance adjuster for Street Fighter?
No, I don't.
Oh, dude, it's so funny because they like for insurance purposes they need to know like what he's saying, and then he's like, "So
Yeah.
what is your kick?" And he's like, "Hut hut, Fruken," or whatever when he's doing the
Yeah.
thing. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Did you say fruit gun?" Like,
Yeah.
so here's some insurance acceptable phrases, and then like, "I'm gonna kick
Yeah.
you,"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm gonna fly and kick him in the ass,"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, super funny. Mortal Kombat came out 1992, my birth
92,
year.
yeah.
That was a great year. It was the year I was born.
Funny thing about Mortal Kombat, it was actually intentionally designed. It was one of the first, how do I put this? Games designed to become harder to play if you were good at it. It would make sure that it made you spend more money. It was one of those. It was like an aggressively monetized game.
Yeah.
Because all those games were
They were
in
arcades. Yeah, they were arcade games.
before. So you had to put quarters in to play the game. Okay. It would become, if you were better at the game, Mortal Kombat 2, this is okay, would get harder to play if you were better at it. And it was able to recognize how good you were at the game.
Yeah.
Super cool.
So it actually says
Anyways.
here that although Street Fighter was first, it was Street Fighter 2 in 1991 that truly revolutionized the fighting game genre, paving the way for Mortal Kombat Rise to fame.
Really?
That's what it says. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm an idiot, so.
So Street Fighter 2 that kicked it off, and that's what spawned that. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
Nice.
fact. And then obviously Mortal Kombat completely obliterated Street Fighter because it was way more violent.
Yes.
And that's what
Yeah.
made it so good. And then we get games like Dead or Alive. Did you ever play those as a kid?
Once.
It was one of my favorites. And
Yeah.
and I will leave it up to the
And
viewers.
Tekken.
I will leave it. See, I played Tekken. Although I do remember the one with the polar bear. You remember that one? It had the bears and stuff. It was on Dreamcast. It was on Sega Dreamcast. And I thought it was Tekken, but it might not have been Tekken. It was 3-dimensional, and you fought like in a ring. You could kick people out of bounds and stuff. Can't think of it right now, but it had like a tiger dude, and it had like a polar bear and stuff on it. But no, Dead or Alive, great game when I was a kid. I'll leave that up to the viewers to look up and can answer that question why. If you've ever played Dead or Alive, you would know what I'm talking about.
Never played it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Well, they had a beach volleyball spinoff. So if that tells you anything. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Also why I play female protagonists in video games. So yeah, moving on. you had a fun thing that I didn't know about, and I want to hear about it because it has one of my
That
favorite voice actors. The Pixel Pack.
the Pixel Pack?
The Pixel
You want to
Pack.
know about the Pixel Pack?
I want to know about the Pixel Pack.
Here's the Pixel Pack video right here.
All right, let's go. Pixel Pack. Those photo shoots are so cringe.
Yeah, they are. Super cringe, dude.
My name is Neil Newbold. I'm an actor, director, producer. I'm most known for currently playing a certain pale of vampire darling called Starry. Hello.
He has an aura. He definitely personifies Astarion. Like,
It's
100%.
Yeah.
I'm based on many conversations over the years, and also
He has a wide
Sorry.
range though, because in
Oh,
Detroit, he was
to
awesome.
connect
Yeah.
so many people that I knew anyway that I've been meeting all through my time in the industry.
Matt
So
Mercer,
they
baby.
got together to celebrate actors in games, to also change the narrative about what lettering games.
Oh,
Here's some kind
what's that guy's? The guy who plays Joel. What's his name?
Pedro Pascal?
No. The voice actor just showed up. That's that guy that just popped up is the voice actor.
I don't know his name. Honestly, this here, this just shows how out of touch they are with like the normal person.
Yeah.
This video, I mean, you're doing a multiple thousands of dollars photo shoot, right? All professional equipment, multiple photographers,
Roy Baker is who it is.
to talk about how which for anybody who doesn't know, this is basically a group that's gotten together to combat or fight AI taking their place. Okay. That you're not going to do yourself any favors by this is your coming out video.
Yeah.
This does not resonate with the average everyday person. They're more worried about how are they going to afford to buy the video game that you are a part of. So like, it just, in my opinion, it's poor taste.
And it
Like they should have.
it doesn't help that a lot of these, because I've watched and keep in mind, like me being as conservative as I am and like my opinions and stuff, I love Neil. Like Neil is a guy that like if he was at a Comic-Con, I would want to meet him because he's super nice, super nice.
Yeah.
But like I've watched his stream when he was streaming Baldur's Gate, and like his character had a gender crisis. Like he was
Yeah.
like he's non-binary because he's in that woke world, and I mean he's kind of feminine. I don't think
Yeah.
I think he might actually be married to a woman. But I really like Neil. But it's just he's in that world, and that's what they personify, which doesn't help them either. Right? Like
Right.
all of
Right.
them just I don't know. But
I mean,
but here's the thing. Us doing our AI videos, like it shows a point that I don't know why they're so as worried, because AI is not to the point that it can deliver lines with the emotion of a human being.
yeah, it's not that though. So I get it. I mean, I understand they're scared they're going to lose their jobs. This is the profession that they've chosen. This is, they've been working at this their whole lives, probably. It's not like they just woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm going to be an actor. They go to try to put in an application or however you audition for shit. And then auditioned the same day they decided they were going to be an actor, and then got the part the same exact day. It's not like they just, it's
Yeah.
just like they flipped a coin and said, this is what I'm doing. I mean, this is something that they've worked at, perfected. I understand the anxieties of having this as your career and being replaced by a fucking computer program. Like, I get that.
But it's also that's the freaking world we live in. Like how many people lost their jobs to automation? Like it's
Yeah.
so I come at this from multiple sides. Like
Blacksmiths don't exist anymore.
yeah, well, it's just because the technology got better. But like I come at this from
Yeah.
both sides. Like I understand being an employee, but I also
Yeah.
understand being a business owner. And like if I can do something cheaper that saves me money when you have to pay taxes and you have to pay all of this crap, it's like, man, dude, if I
Your-
can get the same results for less. Like, I'm going to take the less money, but then you're just seen as a rich asshole, you know? But it's like, I'm on the small business side of it, but it just scales, right? There's more debt, more money on the top end of things. It's just when you start making billions, like, you don't have that concern anymore because you have so much money invested and stocked up. But it's just like, I mean, that's part of it. Like, when you can have AI that writes a whole episode of South Park and like actually multiple episodes, and it's like because there's an AI program that just runs with all the characters of South Park and it makes
Yeah.
episodes constantly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as like I still feel for them, and in my opinion, we're probably less than 20 years away from universal basic income for the normal person. Um,
There you go.
if I'm being, I mean, let's
really
just
hope not.
let's be honest as possible here. It's probably going to happen. You're going to end up with so many businesses that have nothing but robots. You're not going to have factory jobs anymore. You're not going to have delivery jobs anymore. You're not going to have about 50 to 60% of normal.
That's when we're all going to end up being like Wall-E.
Yes, yeah, that's what it's going to
We're
happen.
gonna be fat
we're gonna
people
be fat
in
as fuck.
chairs.
Yeah. Yes, that's what's going to happen, even though Wall-E is more about us ruining the planet and then
Yeah.
sending, but it's whatever. But that's probably where we're headed. I feel for them as I had a boss tell me once, be empathetic, not sympathetic. My empathy allows me to understand and feel what they're going through, even though they don't relate to the common person, such as myself, at all.
Yeah.
I still can understand it. But speaking specifically about this video, this does not relate to the common person. This makes them look like a bunch of elitist assholes that nobody's gonna fucking care about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Going forward.
I love Neil. We go way back. So when he says jump, I say how high. And then to be
Oh, that's the lady
considered
that plays the big ass vampire lady, right?
Yeah, you know about all those mods, don't you?
The giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, just
go search
one or two.
Resident Evil Village mods and you'll know
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
a league as some of these people in this room right now is very exciting to me and very humbling.
I'm just blown away and impressed by his application, his organizational skills. How the hell do you get?
See, this right here, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this isn't
this
just
one
interview these
picture
guys.
probably cost $10,000, dude. Like,
yeah, interview
that
these,
is
see them in photo shoots like this.
So many video game actors in a room at the same time. There's not a lot of people who can do that. Neil Newborn can. It's incredibly
Neil Newborn
empowering.
can.
It's one of those moments where it's great to feel recognized. It's great to be around peers.
That camera alone probably cost 10 grand.
Essentially going on the same journey as you are.
I am so blown away this happened. And so getting to be a part of this to me is being a part of a larger, it's being a part of a bigger.
This is such a lovely community. And just so lovely to meet different actors within this space, because I hear a lot of voices and it's great to put a name to the voice, which is really great. The gaming space is so huge, bigger than I ever expected.
This is amazing. I mean, it's flattering, but Neil's great at that. I would say that, long story short, if you're going to put together a group of people to represent what it is to be an actor in video games, he's done an incredible job. I mean, I'm flattered to be in the room with these people, and to be invited is an honor.
The reason it's taken so long for something like this to be done is because all of us are.
Wait, what did it just say he was the voice of?
Wait, hold on, go back.
Cole Cassidy.
Yeah,
wow.
you didn't know. You knew that.
I didn't know that.
In
no.
Overwatch?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the guy that could hologram himself, right?
I
Or no,
thought he
that's
was-
Overwatch.
yeah.
This is Overwatch 2. I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure he was in, what is that game? You know which one I'm talking about. Where you drop. It's a looter shooter.
It's to be done is because
Apex?
I don't
all of
know.
us,
Apex?
literally
Yeah.
other teams are push to light. So what makes
What
this
was
happen
that?
can be the first thing to help. But I think it takes a person of your genuine openness and drive to do things to like bridge that gap to make more feel comfortable.
Is the audio like messed up?
It's yeah, the video and the audio is messed up on my end too.
That person
Arguably, Matt Mercer's way more recognizable than Neil Newborn, though, just because
Yes.
Critical Role is huge. I mean, I get it. Like, I don't want these guys to go away. I like like Matt Mercer has been in basically almost every video game I love, in some way or another. And then like all of the Critical Role guys, like cartoons, animes, like a bunch of the Critical Role
Yeah.
guys were in Naruto. Like they played different characters in Naruto. And
Yeah.
Matt's been in every like major video game that I can think of and stuff.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Well, he showed up
Mhm.
in Baldur's Gate, but I mean, even before that, he was in tons of games that I love.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like again, like I understand their plight. Like I understand. But they're going to cease to exist. I mean, there's no way that they don't, you know?
well, you have to put regulations or laws in play. That's what they're trying to do. You have to get the government involved or unions to save
Yeah.
your ass. Like that's because the free market enterprise, they're going to move away because it's cheaper to pay a shit ton of money for an AI that can do everything.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a one-time cost that you never have to pay again, and you can get whatever voice you want.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I mean, obviously, but like that's the bad side of AI, right? Like AI could take things away from people. But then at the same
Yeah.
time, those voice actors, they can't pay them to get enough lines to be an AI NPC.
Yeah.
Like they can't get it. They have to use AI, and AI will revolutionize RPGs. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
the day that
100%,
the
yeah.
day that I can walk in with a headset and a microphone and I can have a conversation like this with a random NPC from a video game, and it'll probably be extremely humorous because they're going to be talking like they're in the Middle Ages or something because I'm playing a fantasy game,
Yeah.
and then we're having a conversation and they're just like, "What are you referring to?" I don't know what
Mhm.
this doth thing that you speak about
Yeah.
and stuff. But I mean, yeah, like it sucks. I get it, but I mean, they might be able to license their voices.
I don't think it's gonna matter, man.
Yeah.
It unfortunately, that's probably
Well,
gonna be
they have to get bigger. Like Matt Mercer's arguably bigger than because of Critical Role and them doing
Mhm.
D&D and then now making cartoons and movies and
Yeah.
stuff. You have to be bigger than the industry. Like, yeah, you can't be a voice actor just for video games.
No, you can't. Well, the problem is that even regular actors, I think, are going to get I like the scriptwriters strike that happened. Um, I think eventually the AI generated stuff is going to get to the point where you're not gonna be able to discern it from reality. Um, and that's gonna be even scarier.
Well, I mean, look at the stuff it's helping us do. Like, I mean,
I know.
I'm producing songs and stuff
Yeah.
using AI that are like honestly, like I made a song for my mom and like I was listening to Jody had the Christian radio station on and I ran to the grocery store and like a couple songs came on and I was just like, dude, that song I made for my mom way better than any of this crap. Like, that was my
Yeah.
thought process,
Yeah.
like the songs
Yeah.
that came on but it's just like you can plug it into AI, but it's 100%, if you have input on it, it's not all AI. Like it's still unique and it's
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah.
And stuff. So it's just, you got to adapt. Like,
The thing is like it's going to turn 40-person teams into 20-person
yeah.
teams. or 100-person teams into eventually probably 10-person teams. Like it'll be so efficient that you're going to put so many people out of a job that you run into it's this massive efficiency fall off
Yeah.
or fall up, I guess, like melt up. That where do you put
But
all those people that
here's the
don't have the skill set or can't find gainful employment
so
elsewhere?
here's the thing. Here's the other thing too. The other flip side of this is what we're going to see is more people like you and me making
Yeah.
AAA video games because we can
Yes.
use AI to do things that a whole team can do.
Yeah.
But these huge game studios that are so woke and so whatever, they're going to bow down to the voice actor. Like that stuff that they're doing is going to work on these big developers and stuff. It's not
Yeah.
going to work on people like
Yep.
us. But what's going to happen is then we're going to start producing
Yeah.
people who have no idea, because you can do things with AI that you don't, if you don't know how to do this stuff, AI can do it
Yep.
for you. And
Yeah.
so they're going to get left behind, and then we're going to make big studios and we're not going to use their shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff. So that's the double-edged sword, but that's what happens. It's just like, look at media. So like, we're talking like one of the reasons we're starting a podcast, right? Is, I mean, I stopped watching the news a long time ago, but I watch the crap out of podcasts.
Yes. Yeah.
And most of them are doing what we're doing, watching videos and commenting
Yeah.
and stuff. But you
Yep.
get the true story, and then you get whatever their opinion is, but it's opinion. Like,
Yes.
but it ends up being more news than what we're getting fed
Yeah.
on the
Right.
news.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
I
thing,
know.
right? Like,
Yes.
the news is like, we're journalists, we're the media, and then it's like, Donald Trump's bad. Like,
Yeah.
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 It's like, just take our word
Yeah.
for it. Blah blah blah,
Yeah.
blah
W-
Putin.
We've never lied to you before.
Yeah,
No, I
we always
understand.
tell the
Yeah.
truth. You can sue us if we lie. Like, we have a
Yeah.
code of ethics, and it's just like, bitch, you would bury me in paperwork if I tried to sue you. Like, I
Yeah,
watch
they're-
Suits. I know how that shit works.
Their code of ethics just says don't get caught, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like,
yeah.
so, I mean, but that's what's going to happen. It's like podcasting is now the new form of media, and arguably because Trump used it to get elected. Like, that's
Yeah.
what's boosted them, and now they have press badges and shit. Like, there's a lot of that going on, and so the AI's the next thing is like, we're gonna have two dudes in a basement making AAA games because of AI.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've already started to get the start of that, with like Grok being able, it can make some pretty good games. So
Yeah. Well, and then you're gonna get to where AI just makes the game. That, to be fair, I've been playing D&D with my Chat GPT,
yeah.
and I mean, it's not bad. Like, I plugged in my D&D character and like started playing. The problem with Chat GPT is it doesn't tell me no. And like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't, like, I was like, I want you to roll so it's fair. Cause it was like, at first it was wanting me to roll. And then I realized,
Yeah.
how many nat 20s can I get?
Yeah.
It was, I was
Yeah.
successful at literally everything. And I was like, are you rolling for me? And it's just like, you're on a hot streak. And I'm just like, I'm going to start rolling from here on out. And then I'll just tell you the number. So
Yeah.
just let me know if I need to make a check. It's stuff.
Yeah.
So, there's a little bit of that, but I was like, I think you could train it to not do that and to actually play like a dungeon master.
Like an RNG
Well,
type.
there's a way to like train your chat to do specific things, but you have to like tell it beforehand. So I got to work on that. But like, what'll be cool is if we come up with an idea for a video game, we can go, hey chat, I want a video game about this. Here's the storyline, here's this, and then it goes boom and generates like a fully playable game that's came out of our brain, which honestly, to me, is not a bad thing because we're gonna get people that have great ideas that could never come. Like, I mean, I wrote a couple songs, like our intro song that we played. I could not have written that all without the help of chat. Like, I wouldn't have come up with that
Yeah.
structure. I wouldn't come up with that music. None of that. But then once I get it and I start tweaking it, it gives me ideas. Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm excited about that. I feel bad for these people that are going to lose their jobs and stuff, but it's just like, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same. I was trying to go. I almost told you earlier, like blacksmiths don't exist
Yeah.
anymore. It's because technology advances. People get phased out. I mean, jobs get phased out. Like,
Yeah.
eventually, you know, you're going to probably not have musicians and stuff anymore. Like, you'll still have musicians because people are artistic. I mean, not autistic. I didn't say that.
That's it.
They're artistic.
What? Hold on. We're
Yeah.
getting canceled on our first episode.
Yeah. They're artistic, right? So they not autistic. Okay. Just to rehash. You're gonna have musicians and stuff, but I mean, technology advances. People get not people, jobs, careers, industries. There at one time we had people that sat in the streams in California and tried to find gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
That
true.
was a way to make a living, right? Industries get phased out. It
Yeah.
sucks.
I mean, it's true. Manufacturing has all been automated basically.
Yeah.
So you used to have people working a line, putting stuff together, and now it's all machine. So
Yeah.
it's just because it's more efficient.
I watched a video of 2 Amazon robots earlier today.
Yeah.
One picked up stuff off the top shelf, put it on the other one that transported it over to the conveyor belt.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like all those Amazon, like you got to be prepared for that. Like an Amazon warehouse worker. Once the robots get affordable enough, sorry guys, but they can lift more and be more efficient than you. Like that's,
Yep.
and I don't have to feed them. I don't have to give them breaks. Like I just need somebody. So that's when you adapt and you become the guy that fixes the damn robots.
Yes. Yeah. Eventually you're going to have a team where it's like a 5-person team instead of a 10,000 person warehouse. You'll have the head engineer that keeps everything on track. You'll have the 4 maintenance workers, and that'll basically be it.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah. No.
just imagine healthcare robots. How amazing that's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing you got to worry about is the human element of things. Like you have to have somebody in there that makes a decision because obviously machines are
Yeah.
going to be logical, right? And
Yes.
sometimes, like to save somebody, you have to do something that's not logical, and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like so, we have a soul. There's a reasoning that we have that machines will never have or understand, no matter how advanced they are, because we are human beings, and there's a difference, like inherently.
Yeah.
As a person who reads the Bible and things like that, not to get religious, in that this is clearly not a religious podcast or anything, but I do believe in that stuff, and I believe that we were created different than those things, and so machines will never reach that level of like human importance and reasoning. It's just something in us that is inherently searching for something.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let that lie there in the interest of it's been 2.5 hours already.
Yeah. So let's. Yeah.
I'm sure people are gonna not want to watch the rest
The
of
whole thing.
because this could be 45 more minutes to an hour
Oh
longer.
yeah. No, I knew we were
just
wrapping
based
up.
off of what you just said.
Oh, if we go
So,
into
yeah.
philosophical
Yeah.
things.
I don't necessarily have the same views as you when it comes to that. I think that you could eventually get to the point where they're going to be so human-like that you're not going to
So you're
be able
saying
to
Detroit?
discern.
Detroit Become Human?
Yeah.
Like you think that level where they're now another species?
Yeah. I mean, we were given the gifts. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
There's a reason that we are the statistical anomaly and that we exist in space when we should not. If you look at the grand scheme of the universe and all of that, like, yeah. Anyway, yeah. I'm not trying to be like
for
weird Terrence Howard,
later-
fucking Earth is flat, fucking ice wall
later
at the end of the
episode,
Earth.
Yeah, we'll
type of
talk
shit.
We'll
but
get into some of this stuff because we like to
we
explore all aspects, and
yeah,
at some
like,
point we're gonna find the meaning of the universe on Glitch in the Chat. So
yeah, like
we're gonna have our
we
red
were-
versus blue opening scene of the very
Yeah.
first episode where it's like, why are we here? Like we're
Yeah,
we'll do that. But
like all I'm gonna say is we were given special gifts. Okay,
yeah.
that's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, we'll talk about that at a later time. So yeah, thanks for, I mean, if you stayed with us this long, for the 5 people that watched it, mainly our friends,
Yeah.
you know, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you liked some of the takes. Please comment, like, subscribe, follow all of our socials, TikTok at the time, YouTube. I'm assuming we'll drop a Facebook and all the other aux.
No one uses Facebook.
Whatever. I mean, we'll have, yeah, you're right. Twitter, X.
Yeah.
I guess it's X right now.
X,
Instagram. Instagram's the big thing. And all the kids are on Snapchat. Don't ask me why that is. But yeah, so, you know, covered some big stories today. There was a lot of crazy things going on, some weird things, jumped all over the place. But yeah, Tyler, if you want to, you know, give your last piece to say bye to our viewers, and then we'll sign it out.
See ya, everybody.
All right, guys, we'll be back soon with another episode. So till then, keep all your games glitch free and your hot takes even hotter. See you next time.
And subscribe.
Like and subscribe.